Hi, everyone. So this is a video that is very, very long overdue. A lot of you might be wondering what's happened to me, why I haven't sort of been in touch, why I haven't been out there working. And I thought I'd just fill everybody in. Just as a warning, I have my two dogs that are sitting next to me. They are very likely to get up and run around and bark if they hear the slightest noise. So I might have to pause this video every now and again. But really what I wanted to do is just give you an update of what's been happening with me. So prior to, or at the end of 2023, my practice had just been going up and down a little bit, and I was not able to really fix on an income that was steady and stable. I was beginning to become really anxious about not having a stable income because it was fluctuating quite a bit. And in order to address that, I decided I needed to have a part-time job. I then sought out some employment and found a job at Australian Unity doing community aged care. Now, you might find that strange, but I have done aged care before. And really, I just went from one side of the life cycle all the way to the other, and love what I do with the old people as well. You know, I'm a carer at heart, and it doesn't really matter who you are. If you're a person, I will care for you. And so this meant that I had two jobs. I was doing the Australian Unity job as well as taking care of baby assists still. And at times, this meant working 12 days in a row. And, you know, I am my own worst enemy because I put this on myself. I really wanted to continue to be there for the mums and dads and the babies that needed me and needed advice. However, I knew that I was burnt out and I wasn't taking any care of myself. And, you know, this all changed on the 27th of June, 2024, when I was lying happily sleeping on my right side on my bed, and I felt my old dog nudge me from the back, and I thought, oh, he needs to go out. I turned over, and as I turned over, I realized I was too close to the edge of the bed, and I fell out of bed. And my right foot hit the floor at that angle and totally dislocated it and fractured it in 3 places. Well, I didn't know this at the time. It was dark, it was winter. I still got up, I still walked to the door, let my dog out, and as I came back in again and I pivoted on that leg, I fell. And that did the final damage. I crawled back to the bedroom. My husband was still asleep. And when he heard me coming in, moaning and groaning, he said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I've hurt myself." And when we turned the light on and we saw my foot sticking at that angle, we kind of realized that that didn't look right. So off to ED I went, and by 1 o'clock that afternoon, I was in theatre having the brakes repaired. From there on, it was 6 weeks of no weight bearing, foot in the air. And fortunately, I managed to carry on working for Australian Unity. They have been amazing in that I continue to be able to do computer work and just have a moment where I still had that income coming in. I supported my colleagues as much as I could. And then I got back out and about, but this was only like 3 months later because I had to wear a boot for 3 months because things in my foot just didn't feel right. Went to my wonderful podiatrist, Amanda Taylor, and it was then discovered that the ligaments at the side of my foot were not remaining in place. I sought a second opinion, and on the 4th of December, I was informed that I'd need further surgery, which was then done on the 16th of December. So currently, I still have my boot on because we're just 5 weeks down the line. So back at home, back doing admin duties. But obviously, this has meant that I haven't been able to get out and about and do my normal baby assist work. And in some ways, I'm really sorry that I haven't been there to support the community. But in other ways, I have had to take time off. I was so burnt out, and it was my own fault. And therefore, I've realized that I've had to just take this time to not only physically recover, but to mentally recover, because it's been a huge knock on me mentally wise. It has meant that I've had to really think really hard and fast about what am I doing? What am I doing to myself? But also, what am I doing for my community? It doesn't help if I burn myself out that much, because then I'm not there to cope with the work that is required. I am so fortunate in that I have other colleagues such as Kerry Colhagen, Erin Trathen, Beth Dewing, Linda Andrews. They've been there to pick up the slack. They've been there to be able to go and see those clients who need to be seen from a breastfeeding point of view. I have others who are specializing in sleep as well. So there are now others out there that will be able to take up that slack, and I thank them so much for doing that for me. But this leaves me now at a point where this recovery from this surgery has been much better than the previous time. The surgeon has managed to find out what was wrong and managed to repair the things that needed to be repaired. Yes, I'll still have some rehab to do, and it will be a slow return to being back out and about. Just being able to drive again will be fantastic. My daughter has been superb in doing all of my grocery shopping, and my husband has been helping with cooking, and so has my daughter. My son and his girlfriend have really kindly taken me places when I've need to go as well, and I have wonderful friends who've brought meals around and have cared for me. So as I face 2025, excuse me, what is it that I'm wanting to do? I've really been thinking about possibly doing some interview sessions with other parents, mums, dads, just so that I can get to understand what their process was of becoming parents. There are so many different stories we can tell and so many lessons that can be learned from those stories. So I've looked at the fact that I want to possibly do that with my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, I don't think has a single follower. So if you wish to click on the button to follow and subscribe, that'll be great, because I want to be able to build up this community, to be able to bring some encouragement. I do have some online courses that I've started developing, and I want to continue with that. I also have my book that has been in the process for 6 years now, being developed. It is written and it's all laid out, but unfortunately the format in which I laid it out, it's just not easy to send to a publisher. So I'm going to look at ways of maybe getting that done. So there's lots of things that I could do. There's lots of things that I can have a look at, but the one thing I cannot do is go back to what I was doing before. I cannot continue to work at that pace. I've realized that now. And yes, I'm just turned 61. My capacity is beginning to, reduce a little bit. So therefore, what we are able to do in our 30s and 40s and 50s is not necessarily what I can do as I go into my 60s. But I do want to leave my legacy behind. I do want to leave the information that I have, all of that I've gained, the knowledge, the understanding, the caring. I want to be able to do that in a way that is possibly going to be kinder on me, but also in ways that other people can still access it. So for now, I'm still resting. I will keep you all informed as to what I'm doing. And I'm hoping that you now understand why I just literally disappeared almost off the face of the earth. I've been at home a lot, which means I've been able to spend a lot of time with my dogs, which has been really great. I haven't physically been able to do a lot of the housework, and that in a way has been something that I need to really get on top of, and really just doing some spring cleaning and things like that once my foot is in a place where I can walk more comfortably. I also want to just acknowledge all of the mums and dads out there that I've come to know. Some have become friends. Some have really pulled deep into my heart because I care for each one of you. I'm so pleased that I could be there to help you with your baby. And yes, the outcome may not have been what you anticipated, but we know we've walked a journey together until we've got to a point where you feel comfortable with what you're doing with your baby. Some of you have gone on to have 3, 4 babies, 5. It's been so good to see your families grow. And thank you for your support. Thank you for reaching out and asking me to help. Thank you for trusting me, because I know at a time when you are so vulnerable, it is so hard to know who to trust. The fact that you have put your trust in me has always felt like a weight that I needed to carry with respect. Because, I believe that each one of us is created in the image of God. And each one of us deserves the respect that we should get from one another. So thank you for this time. No, Baby Assist is not finished yet. It's just going to pivot a little bit and become a little bit different. And as I go through 2025, I'll begin to realize what it is that I want to make of it. In the meantime, just keep an eye out. I will still send you emails. As I have with this one, follow the link and pass it on to somebody else you think might need to know this. Once again, thank you for listening, and I pray that all of you will have a really good 2025 as we move forward. Enjoy your day.